Wonderful. Bezrat Hashem, we're dedicating the Shiur for complete health, refuah shlema, for Rav Chaim Ovadia Yosef Ben Georgia, בתוך כל חולי עמו ישראל, that going to have refuah shlema, Bezrat Hashem, by the merit of all of the righteous people in this world and in the world to come. Rabbeinu is writing in Torah Reish Ayin Gimel 273, you should know that there are boys that people are bringing them into this world, but there are also boys, very huge boys, that people are bringing them actually in a spiritual world, not to this world. They are neshamot, they are just souls, that they are beyond the souls that are coming into boys that comes down to this world. What are those souls? What are those souls, and how can we create those? Those souls are being created through the mitzvot, by the mitzvot, and by the good actions that we're doing. If a person now keeps a certain mitzvah without being attached to that mitzvah, so that mitzvah, he will gonna receive a certain reward on that mitzvah, but only in the world to come. But if the person kept a mitzvah, he was learning Torah with enthusiasm, with happiness, with joy, and he was talking to Hashem Yitbarach, he was while he was keeping that mitzvah, the reward that he's going to receive will not going to be only in the world to come, just also in this world. Actually, he's creating angels, he's creating souls that are walking with him and backing him up and supporting him in this world. And the joy and the happiness is supporting him and helping him to climb and to develop in Avodat Hashem in this world also. The main way of doing that is by finding the source, the connection of every mitzvah to yourself. What is my connection to that mitzvah? Why am I doing that mitzvah? Not to keep the Torah and mitzvot out of habit, just to keep the Torah of mitzvot out of a good will that you have, that you want to bond yourself to Hashem Yitbarach, that Hashem obligated you in a certain mitzvah, and you have the free will now if you want to keep it or not, and you're choosing to keep it. And just by keeping that mitzvah, you should climb to such an amazing happiness, such a joy and satisfaction out of keeping that mitzvah, that you can dance and mamash feel the attachment to Hashem Yitbarach by keeping that mitzvah. This is what the Ari HaKadosh testified in himself, that the reason that he achieved that huge level that he achieved, that no soul achieved before of him, before of the Ari HaKadosh, was only because of the happiness and joy that he had while keeping the mitzvot. While that he was wrapping himself with the talit, he was so happy. He was hugging the talit, he was kissing the talit. He loved that mitzvah of talit. When he was putting that tefillin, he was kissing that tefillin. He was thinking, what huge merit I have now that I can put the crown of the king on my head. I can put the crown of the king on my head. Hashem is making me holy with every mitzvah and mitzvah. In every mitzvah, I'm bonding myself to Hashem Yitbarach with that mitzvah. And it's an eternal connection. And this is that approach. This is the point of view that a person have to have before that he is keeping every mitzvah. This is something that a person have to have before that he's sitting to learn Torah. Before that he's sitting to learn Torah, he should ask himself, why am I doing that now? What am I doing now? I came to learn the Torah of Hashem Yitbarach. I want to do it. I believe in that. And to clarify for yourself why you're doing that. Because people that are keeping Torah mitzvot out of sadness, out of habit, they're not receiving no light, no reward from those mitzvot in this world. And after a while, they're going to feel all dry. Why am I doing it? I don't find the light of Hashem in those Torah mitzvot. I don't want to do it anymore. Why I should do that? All of those obligations, the yoke of Torah, it's too heavy, it's not for me, it's not for the generation, and more explanations and more excuses, and in the end that person is finding himself falling down far away from Torah mitzvot. Why? because he's not thinking, he's not concentrating in what that he's doing. And a lot of times it's written, Hakol me'orer et hakavana. The voice is waking up the intention, the will of the person, the real intention of the person. Means that to think it's not enough. You should express your will with your mouth. You should pray, please, Ribono Shel Olam. Now I'm going to pray Shacharit. Let me feel you in the Shacharit. Let me feel you that you're standing in front of me while I'm mentioning your name, while I'm calling you in Shmona Esrei, while I'm saying the brachot, while I'm saying the sacrifices, korbanot. Let me feel, let me know that you're with me, that you're accepting them like sacrifices, that it's instead of sacrifices, that really I'm sacrificing sacrifices today when I'm saying korbanot, Ribono Shel Olam. Let me feel that you're with me. Let me feel that you're backing me up, that you're supporting me, that you're walking with me, that your spirit is hovering above me, that I'm breathing you, Hashem Yitbarach, that I'm eating you, that I see you, only you. There is nothing except of you, Ribono Shel Olam. Let me live in faith. People doesn't need to remember Hashem Yitbarach. They're not allowed to forget Him. This is a point that we need to be very strong in, not to forget Hashem Yitbarach, even for one moment in our lives, to hold Hashem Yitbarach in His tzitziot, and to tell Him, Hashem Yitbarach, turn over to me, look at me, Ribono Shel Olam, listen to me, listen to all of my tefillot. You know that I'm praying from a broken heart. Please, Ribono Shel Olam, help me with all of my difficulties, with all of my lackings. Please, Ribono Shel Olam, be there with me. Give me your hand. Let me feel that you're with me. A person that's gonna do that, gonna feel Hashem Yitbarach with him 24/7, and no moment he not gonna fail. And if he gonna fall, and if he gonna fail for one moment, he gonna remember Hashem Yitbarach gonna help him. He gonna have help from heaven to remember. Suddenly he gonna see a miracle. Suddenly he gonna see a sign, something, a hint that Borei Olam gonna pull him back to him, according to your, corresponding to your effort, to your hishtadlut, to the effort that you're putting in Avodat Hashem. Hashem Yitbarach gonna be with you, gonna support you, gonna help you, gonna give you a hand, gonna give you siyata dishmaya to succeed in everything, and even not only in the spiritual thing, also in physical things. It's gonna be a lot easier for you to find your zivug, a lot easier for you to buy a house, to climb, to achieve all of the things that you need to achieve in Avodat Hashem. To come to Eretz Israel, to find a job in Eretz Israel, to get married in Eretz Israel, to build a house, to learn Torah, to come to Yeshiva Chut Shel Chesed, to meet Harav Shalom, to be in the Hallel, to praise Hashem, to do 1 hour Hitbodedut every day, to go to the mikveh every day, to go to Uman in Rosh Hashanah, to do everything. Karov Hashem lechol korav. Hashem is close to everyone that calls Him, to everyone that calls Him with truth. Lechol asher yikreu be'emet. You should talk to Hashem Yitbarach with truth, to tell Him, Hashem, I'm far away from you. Please let me remember you. Let me remember that you're with me, and then I won't feel far at all. I'm going to feel that you're with me. Please, Ribono Shel Olam, let me see you. Let me remember you, that I'm never going to forget you. Amen. Ken Yiratzon.